All right, okay. Okay.
Using that new Facebook creator.
Oh, right, okay.
Which is all.
Oh, yeah, here we are, look.
Totally weird and different.
Well, we're definitely live and definitely on my page. So.
Whether anybody will find you.
Well, I've put comments on the Miss Paintalot page to find me here, but whether they do or not, I do not know. I bet Janet's around somewhere and it's just not picking her up yet. If you're there, Janet, hi. Somebody find me, please. Oh, 2 people have found me. Thank you for joining. The live today, as you will know, the 2 of you that have joined us, is on my page today. It's just a kind of technical thing, really. Some groups don't allow you to post events, etc., as a business page. So I've put it on my page to kind of circumvent that. It's maybe, I don't know, maybe a bit naughty. I don't know. Anyway. Right, well, we're still on with progressing with our lap book. And this is the lap book so far. It's kind of four pages, if you like. It's a book. The middle section is a book, and then it's been extended by the front and back of another book. So we've got sort of 4 sections to it. This section, hi Shaz, thank you for joining. This section's got the little book that you've seen me do, and this, which we've seen before. And we're moving on to this section now. And in the last live, I prepared this to go on there, but actually I decided that it was just too little. So after all my fuss, it's gone. I mean, I'll keep it because there's still nothing wrong with the papers and stuff, but I don't want to use it for this. I wanted something bigger. So I have made, in exactly the same vein, just something bigger, and this is it. So it's going to go there. And this is just cardstock out of a 12 by 12 cardstock book. And it's fairly neutral, in keeping with Edith Holden, I think. And somehow I managed to get some glue on there, so when I split it, I've got it'll get covered, don't worry about it. And that's the back there. So I've got options. I've got options of how I want to join this to the lap book. I could cut this down a little bit and make a pocket here and just slide it in, so the whole thing actually is able to come out and you can take it away with you if you want. Whether you would want to do that or not, I really don't know. So I think it's likely that I will affix that on there and put something on it to embellish it. Anyway, it's time to do the first bit of the embellishments. So what I'm going to do is work on this very front section. It's a section that you'll see straight off. So I want it to look quite nice. Of course, I want the whole thing to look quite nice if I can. So I'm going to use a piece of card off that CD-ROM that I showed you. And I've printed it back and front, but that's irrelevant. It doesn't need to be printed on the back. You're never going to see it. And this is A4 size. As I said, this is 12 by 12, which I've cut down to 9. So I want this to be 1/2 inch in on all sides, apart from this side, which I want it just in from the edge. So let's measure what we've got. The whole thing measures 4. If I want it 1/2 inch in, that's 3 1/2. and then 1/4 in, so I wanted about 3 1/4. Nobody ever warns you when you do blinking junk journals that you've got to be a bit of a mathematician to make sure everything fits where you want it to fit. So let's cut that there. Have a look, see. It's quite thick, this card, actually. Right, so let's hope that that's what we want. Yeah, lovely. So that ultimately is going to get stuck there. But in the interim, what I want to do is make 3 windows in it and put acetate behind them. Not patterned acetate, because it'll go through onto there, so you won't really see the pattern. Just plain, I think. Well, I might try. Well, I'll cut the holes out first, then I'll try the patterned acetate, then I'll try the plain, and we'll see see how we get on. I'm going to mark this on the back, I think, just in case I make a boo-boo, because the likes of that is known. I mean, I'm known to make mistakes. Let's just measure 1/2 inch in from the end, from the edge. So did I say that was 3 1/4? So 1/2 inch is going to be 2 3/4. Well, it was my birthday yesterday, and amazingly, well, I think it's amazingly, I was 60. I can't believe it. I cannot believe that I'm 60. It's ridiculous. How have 60 years of my life passed? But, you know, they have. It's what the birth certificate says, so must be right. And we'll just measure 1/2 inch in from each edge, and then we've got to apply some maths. Oh dear. I could have cut this before I came on, but I thought you all deserve to struggle with me. And I know, because I've already worked this out, I need another line at 2 inches. 2 inches from the last line, that is to say, because I'm going for 3 pockets in here. I know, 60. Can you believe it, Shaz? And then another 1/2 inch. And you'll see what I'm up to soon enough. It'll all become crystal clear. And then another 2 inches, so I'm there, so doink, doink, there. I know, 60. I was all right with it, actually, for a while, and then, you know, about 1/2 an hour after I got up, it just suddenly hit me. If somebody says to me, "How old are you?" I'm 60. I can't really believe it. I don't really want to be 60, but it, you know, as they say, it's better than the alternative. Anyway, because of the dreaded lurgy, there won't be any parties or anything like that, which actually to me is, you know, I'm not a party sort of person, so that's fine. Right, so you can see that we've got these borders here, and then in the middle we've got 3 sections that I'm going to cut out with a scalpel. And this is a new scalpel blade, so beware. I'm going to use my ruler to cut against. Hiya, Donna. Nice to see you. Don't often see you on my lives. In fact, I've never seen you on my live. This is going to be a little bit dull, guys, cutting this. But there's no way around it. If you want to add it to your junk journal, You got to do all the steps. Wasn't it your birthday the day before mine, Shaz? I got the impression it was, as you were sitting with a pink birthday cake. I'm diabetic, so it's like a tale of woe, this, isn't it? It's not really a tale of woe. I'm perfectly happy, and, you know, I can always journal, which is brilliant. I'm hoping that this is going through. I'm not sure. I've got the feeling that it is, but we'll see. Was it your birthday? I'm not at work due to lockdown. Yeah. It's strange old times, isn't it? It really, really is. I'm not sure, Donna, but have you got asthma? I seem to think you might have asthma. Have I cut that one? I don't know. I can't remember. I have asthma. And over Christmas, you might remember I had that awful flu where I had a collapsed lung and pneumonia. So a respiratory infection is kind of not what I want. I'm not really over that properly. So we'll just all stay in, keep each other amused. I'll do this 3 times a week. Hopefully it'll entertain you for an hour. It entertains me for an hour. So that's all right. This is quite thick card, maybe that's why it's being resistant. Let's have a look and see if any of it's cut. No, not a thing. Brilliant. Might move up a gear in the scalpel world. Yeah, that feels better. I feel more like a surgeon now. I don't know what's wrong with that red one. It's brand new, but
Isn't it?
oh, it isn't brand new. Mr. Fixit gave it to me and told me it was brand new. He's lying. He's lying. He made you all sit through this for nothing.
Thursday already.
Justin is a real rugby league fan. He's always followed it, and there's a local team. It's not in a very high league or anything, but it's a local. Well, I say local. It's about 60 miles away, but it's our nearest one anyway. And I persuaded him at the back end of last year to buy a season ticket, and not only to buy a season ticket, but to buy a Premier season ticket, which entitled him to free car parking, some tickets at Wembley, other bits and pieces. Obviously, it cost more. And and he was saying, no, I don't want that. And I said, yeah, because if you've got it, it'll encourage you to go and you'll enjoy it. So, after a lot of how do you do's, he decided, yes, he would have that. That would be his Christmas present. So he's had, how many games have you had? 2? 2 league games. No, one you paid for.
1 league game.
1 league game.
1 cup game.
Yeah, but you paid for that separately, didn't you? The second one. Yeah, so out of his season ticket, he's had 1 game. 1 game. Did have free car parking for the game that he was at. But, it's a few bob is a season ticket, and it's all for nothing. He's jinxed it. I mean, I'm sure that there's people who've got season tickets for Chelsea and the like, which are a real pretty penny. I have no idea how much they are, but I bet they're a fortune. Yeah, we're making progress now. Making progress. It's just this top line to go. Who else have we got? Donna. Ah, your daughter and your son. A year apart. Wow. I thought you had asthma. Yeah. It's no fun, but, you know, I'm doing my best to bring a bit of humour to you, or a bit of entertainment, let's say, every other day, Monday, Wednesday and Saturday, for as long as you want it. I mean, I noticed today that there's not very many of you on there. That could be because I've changed from my normal Miss Paintalot page to here. Could be nobody wants to look at it. I don't know. Whatever it is. I'll still be here though, more than likely. It's just a little bit there that needs a bit of assistance. There we are. Right, so now you can see what I was actually cutting. So there we are. We have a... I'll just give that back to you just now because I don't need it for the moment. And I'm not to be trusted with sharp things around. So that's going to go on there like that. Right? Okay. So far so good. Now, into each of these things is going to be a tag inserted. Which I think will stick out beyond the edge of this paper, which will look quite nice. So the question then is, do I want to put... I put my acetates away today. Justin had really had enough. He'd had enough of everywhere you walk around here, things caving in on him and sliding off. And I mean, it was a bit of a disaster area. So I got told in no uncertain terms that I had to tidy my area up. So I was up quite early this morning and I thought, right, before he comes down, I'm going to tidy my area and it's going to look really, really nice. And I can tell you now, it's not a whole lot better. Anyway, that's by the by. I'm sure all those crafters are pretty much the same, really. Right, so I've got this acetate that I've printed on that I could put behind there, and I'd end up with those leaves showing through when the tag is removed. Oh, I could have it that way. So what do you think? Let's see what you think, guys. If you think that I should put that on it, then let me know. Is this the one that... Oh, what happened to the Polly Pocket? What's that? I've also got a Polly Pocket here, just knocked something over. That, if you don't like the leaves, I could just put clear Polly Pocket behind it, so it would look like that. Which is obviously the same because it's see-through. So, hiya Karen, I haven't seen you for a while. Hello. Yes, we're all okay. Chopping veg, that's a good girl. Keep your vitamins up. Right, so the question is, should I use the clear Polly Pocket or should I use the acetate? That's what you'd see with the Polly Pocket when the tags are removed. And this is what you'd see if I use the printed on acetate when the tags are removed. So, okay. Why are you on a different page? Well, it might be a bit naughty actually, but a lot of groups won't let you post as a business page. So I've come onto this page, my personal page, so I can actually share it around to the junk journal groups. So it's a little bit naughty, I suppose, really, but the thing is, I'm not doing this for any personal gain. You know, I'm not selling anything or anything. I'm just doing it as a bit of entertainment for people, really. It's free and whatever else, but they have the rules with regards to business pages, so I'm kind of getting through it this way. Acetate. Okay, Shad. Okay. I hear you. I'll put these away then. Right. Ah, yeah, that's the reason. I'm being just a little bit naughty. So I could do it up that end there, or I could do it there. Or I could do it there. Yeah, I like that one best. That is the winner, that one there. So let's just make sure that it's inside the thing. Get a ruler, cut it off. There we are. Save this for another day, because that printed acetate that I use, it's not the cheapest thing in the world, to be honest with you. I'm just going to put that on the other side because it might be slightly easier to see where I am. Shut along a little bit. We like a naughty. I know, it's just I can understand why they do it. You know, they don't want everybody on the page or group advertising this, that and the other. But I'm actually not advertising anything. As you guys know, it's all free for those who wish to join. Right, so that's about the right width. Just need to take a little bit off that end. Not much. I thought you'd say acetate, Shaz, because I know you like acetate. And finally you're going to get to see how I do it. It's not complicated. It's just time consuming. Everything to do with junk journals takes time. I mean, I guess you could do it quickly, but craft stuff is expensive. Make the most of it. Right, so that's a bit of waste. I reckon that's waste. I'm never going to use that, I don't think. So we need to stick this down onto there. And there will be a right and a wrong side of this. The rough side is the side you print on, but they both feel pretty similar to me now. So anyway, I'm going to... Oh, that's just marginally too long. Marginally. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Well, we've got 6 people. I didn't think that we're going to have 6 people follow us over here, so I'm really delighted to that you've joined us. I'm just going to put a little bit of this glue. I don't trust the Pritt stuff with acetate. It might work, I don't know, but I'm just putting ever such a little bit of Aleene's tacky glue down. Just around the windows that we've got. It's a really good idea to decant the bottle of Aleene's into this little fine nozzle, fine tipped thingy. You use way less glue and you get far less sort of splodginess, if you know what I mean. It's so much more controllable. And it just comes with that pin that you stick there. Right, so let's pop this over the top. Okay, so that's within all of these edges. It's inside that. We've got a bit of splodge going on there. Wipe it up straight away if you do see any glue, because it looks really bad on the acetate if you leave it. Right then, my next trick is, from once I put this onto here, I can't sew it anymore. you know, obviously you can't. And I can't even sew down there because it's going to come out through onto this page, which I don't want. So I'm actually going to sew it now, although there's nothing to sew, it's purely decorative. So that's where I'm headed now. And I'm also, while I'm there, I'm just going to sew down here as well. So, you know, it looks like it's divided, although we're actually going to put glue on to divide it. I'm just going to sew that at the moment. Okay. So pretty much fastened all the ends off, certainly the ends of these ones here, so I can snip them off. Because I am trying to leave some long ends, but there's a limit. There's a limit to what I can stand. And I don't want these coming through. So we've made something. Hooray. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. Right. So that's going to go on there. Each of these, it's a very light one. Each of these measures 2 inches. The windows measure 2 inches. But we could probably get away with doing it at 2 1/4 because we're just going to glue around the outside and right down the middle here. So each tag, I'll show you in a minute, could be 2 1/4. I'll give you that back, please. So I'm just going to put some glue on here. I need to leave this side open, obviously, because this is where the tags are going to go. So that's this and that side. So put the glue around the outside. Sorry for all of you that have joined in that thought this was going to be really riveting. This is junk journaling, guys, and if you love junk journaling, this is riveting. And right down the middle where those stitches are. just to keep our tags on the straight and narrow. Right over the stitching. Okay. Oh, just prodded my finger with a pin. Right, so I want to make sure that I've got that at 1/2 inch in, so I'll put my ruler on there at 1/2 inch. So I can pop this on and it will be in the right position. Yeah, blimey, that's looking good. Press those ones down. Give it all a really good press. I'm just going to get my bone folder, plastic bone folder, and just give them a good squish. You want a good contact. Should be alright. That's Aileen's Super Tacky Glue, for those of you who don't normally follow me. And I think in junk journaling looks like it might be something for you. That would be excellent if I persuaded somebody to do junk journaling. I need another little bit of glue in that corner. It's being resistant. We don't want that. I think it's the threads actually are just stopping it from sticking down flush. Okay, alright, I think we're alright. Have they stuck down? Yeah, we're alright, doing alright. So, tags, onto the tags.
You can weigh that one.
Yeah, you can weight it. That would be good. It's going away to be weighted upon. I think that's square. So for the tags, you know, we want to Edith Holden this up a bit. Although the papers in the what are you trying to say? I'm trying to say that we haven't used very much actual Edith Holden book pages so far. Okay. So get your Edith Holden book out. See what we've got. We need them. See, that's just not very interesting, is it? That one. I don't find it interesting. Nobody's talking to me today. Talk to me. Please. These are nice, aren't they? I wonder if I could get a 2 1/4. No, it would be... I could get one out of there though. What's on the back of that? Oh, pretty, pretty. You can only use these once, you know. That's what I have to keep reminding myself. There's no point keeping them for some occasion, whenever that might be. I don't like snakes. I don't like looking at them. Move it over there. So I need it 2 1/4, which I'm just going to get away with there, just to the top of that butterfly's wing. But it's going to be a bit cockeyed because I've got 1/4 inch at the bottom that's got nothing. So that's not really any good. Let's see what I can get out of here. Yeah, I could get one there that's quite nice. I'll do that. Oh. I could get that, yeah. Let's do that. Let's cut it there. And then see what we've got. I can't remember what measurement I need it now at all. And it's been weighted down. Oh well, never mind. So 2 1/4 inches is what we need. So I think that's right there. 1, 2 1/4, yeah. And we need 3 of them. I mean, I could get 2 out of that, so that's not so bad, but I'll cut this one again and we'll see if we can get everything out of one page. Because somehow once you've used it and you put it in the box of remnants, it never seems to get used so much really. So I'm just going to cut the top of that off there where it's a bit dull. And I need to know what, I can't remember what I cut it at. I'm sorry, but can you unweight that and tell me what the measurement is, please?
Which measurement?
The measurement, I just need to measure it. No, I know that's the thing, no point being precious over them. And I have got, well, just sitting here looking at it, I can see 3 copies and I know there's 2 on the bookcase. So there's no point at all, you're quite right. But yet I am. Right, so from the back of that to there, I'm gonna measure it from the stitching though, because there's glue down there. So it's 3 inches to there and 3.5 to the end of the paper. So I'll do it at 3.5. I'll do it at 3.5. It is funny the way I mean, the first journal that I did, Edith Holden journal, I was megally precious. I might have just moved that there. Might not be. No, it's all right. It's all right. And this one, I think I might get a couple of good ones out of. 3.5. Now I'm like an Edith Holden mad collector type person. It's ridiculous. I'm going to cut that there because I want this moth or butterfly or whatever it is. Looks like a moth, I think. 3.5. Right, okay. So I'm going to back that onto coffee stained paper. But you get the idea, don't you now? I hope that these will be going in there. Like that, in fact. Might have to just trim them a little bit more. I don't know, quite like that really. Because they're going to be shaped, so yeah, quite like that. So that's what they look like. You pull them out, we've got acetate there. Acetate leaves left behind. So, coffee stained paper. This is a kind of thicker paper. I think it's 170 grams, this paper. So it's kind of some hybrid between paper and card, really. I'll get them on there, that's great. Piece of kitchen towel. Look at this, doing service from yesterday. 1 piece of kitchen towel. And I get my paper from a company called papermilldirect.co.uk. They do, well, whatever paper you can conceive of, they do it. But they do it at a reasonable price, which is quite important. You do have to search quite hard on their page. Don't make the search facility very easy, I find. Right, so I'm just going to squish them down. Hello, Caroline. No, Kareen. I'm sorry, Kareen. Got your name wrong. Nice to see you. Where did you find us? That's the question. also need the other one on the card as well. Whee. How's the lambing going, Shaz? Bet your husband's jiggered, isn't he? You won't be able to help in any way at all. So, well, it's probably providing a job for somebody else. It's all money though, eh? Right, so that's our 3 tags done. So we'll cut them out now. I find it easier to do it this way, to stick them onto the coffee dyed paper as a large sheet of it and then cut them out, rather than cut each one out individually and then cut it out again. It's going to take us a long time to get to the end of this MacBook, isn't it? Lapbook. Don't you think? But you know, what's the hurry? It's all sort of different. Every bit's kind of different. And I quite like it. Well, I'm really enjoying doing it.
Anybody that's missed any episodes, of course, they're all on YouTube.
Yeah, all of the episodes so far are on YouTube. And if you want to pop over and have a look at them or just see what other videos I've got available, please, please, please subscribe. That's the only thing that I ask you about these my lives. Please, if you can subscribe to YouTube, it would be really good. Yeah, Miss Paintalot I am on YouTube, and my business page on Facebook is Miss Paintalot. My Etsy shop is Miss Paintalot. Everything is Miss Paintalot, except I'm here today in my other persona as Fiona. Right, so now I just need to clip the tops off these to make them into tags. Oh, I've got thanks. I quietly follow your page. Well, thanks for speaking today. It's nice to have you with us. Very nice. Right, so I've got this template here, and all I'm going to do is copy the corners. Just going to hold it up to the corner and just chop it, and hopefully that way I should get all my corners the same. I'm not trusting that the other side's identical there. I don't think it is, so I'll just flip it over. So there we go. When you look through somebody's junk journal, or you look at a flip through on YouTube, if you're not a junk journaler, I guess you look at it and you think, oh, that's pretty. You never think of the hour after hour after hour that goes into it, even with the most minuscule little things. The anguish and brain torment that you go through. Should I do this? Should I do that? Oh, what measurement would that be? It's quite ridiculous, actually. But I guess we enjoy it, or why would we do it, eh? And in these times when you're stuck in the house, it's perfect. Because, yeah, you use up supplies, but not that many. Right, so that's all our corners of our tags done. I'm not going to put ribbon or anything in them. They're just going to be tag shaped. But I am going to distress them around with some ink. Just age them up a bit. And these are wanting to curl up. So I think what I'll do is spray the back and put some weight on them. If you sort of make the back wet as well, it pulls them square. So I'll just get my little, actually they're not doing too badly now. Just a little spritz. A little spritz is all it takes. Don't soak them. This should also be, I shared this to the Miss Paintalot group, so it should also be in there as well. Are any of you experiencing any pixelation or interference at all? Because Paula's decided not to do the alternate day with me because hers were really, really pixelated. We don't seem to have been too bad here.
Well, none at all today.
None at all.
I optimised the settings.
Justin's optimised our settings. It's really good having somebody who knows what they're doing. I couldn't do this without him. I definitely couldn't. You might get one camera if you were lucky. If you were really, really lucky. Which, mind you, then you wouldn't get me. So,
Win-win.
Yeah, win-win. That's not good, is it? It's a bit blurry here in the US. Well, I'm looking at the output now and it's all right. It's pretty clear. So, yeah, it's clear, isn't it, Shaz? I don't know about the US, Donna. I don't know. Oh, good, Karen. That's great. Right. So where's my my book? Here we go. Let's put these in and see what they look like. See if they would benefit from being sewn around or not. I don't necessarily think so. What do you think, guys? Should I sew around them or not? Oh, they look quite nice there, don't they? I think so, anyway. Should have put some ink down there. Yeah, let me do that. Dog's decided to eat his foot.
Some dog food.
I'll see if I can get this in here and just get a bit of ink around that. Oh, I forgot it's on the middle. Oh, that's all right though. I think that'll be okay. Just a little bit of ink along there, on that edge. Forgot to do that. Yeah, not much, but it's just something. Did anybody answer? Nobody cares whether I saw them or not. I'll go back and watch from the beginning. They're lovely. Thanks. Thank you, Donna. That would be nice of you to do that. Right, well, I think then I'm just going to leave them like that for the time being. They all fit in there nicely. My maths worked out. Can you actually get your hat off? I can't believe it. And that's the front page of our little booklet that's going in there. Now then, on this page, thought I was going to say die, didn't you then? I nearly am, but I just want to show you what I'm going to put on this page. I looked on Google for some templates. Actually, I was looking for some envelope templates, which I found plenty of, to be honest. And, you know, there's loads, which will come into their own later on. But I also found this in what they called wedding stationery templates. Well, I've never had a posh wedding, so I don't know what happens at this sort of occasion. But it seems like this is the sort of thing that you send out to people as a wedding invitation. And here you've got, you know, Mr. and Mrs. John Smith invite pleasure at the wedding of their son, Jacob, or whatever it is. And then in here, you've got like a little ticket thing, like a boarding pass. And it's an RSVP thing, I think. Don't know, I couldn't make it out. And I think you're supposed to take it out and say yes or no. and send it back to the address that you've no doubt been furnished with on this page here. So it's a kind of a posh wedding thing, but I thought that doesn't have to be a wedding thing at all. We can make use of that. So that's going to be the size of it. I've printed it out as large as I can on A3, and I really like this paper, this print, but then I realised it was all upside down. And furthermore, when I was scoring it, I tore it. So it's a bit of a non-starter, that one, but I printed it out. I printed some A3 paper out again. There we are. Here's the thingamajig. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow. So I've made this double-sided this time because there's just altogether too much whiteness going on. But I think it's going to look nice, actually, on our second page there. Okay, so that's, I'm going to put it down there. So that's what's going to happen tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. I'm not on tomorrow. What day is it today? Wednesday. I'm not back till Saturday. So you have to cool your heels till Saturday. I'm sure you won't. Sure you won't find it difficult to live without me during my lives. Anyway, thanks very much for joining me today. Sorry?
Just want to run through what you've done previously for the new people.
I will run through it. Indeed I will. And I also want, for the new people, I want to draw your attention to the fact that, well, I would if I had it. I don't know where I've put it again. Oh man, this is ridiculous. I spent half my life tidying up and then I can't find things. Edith Holden CD. Oh, here it is. I put it somewhere handy. The book that I'm using is called The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady by Edith Holden. It does have a back on it. I just took it off. It's got the most beautiful, apart from that, imagery and text, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful book. Look at that. I adore that. And you know, you can pick out words and put them on, and it's endless really what you could do with that. But she also brought other books out called Nature Notes. Well, I have to say, this wasn't printed by Edith Holden, published by her, printed, whatever. It was her, I think I'm right in saying, her great niece, somebody called Rowena Stott, I think, who got all this together, collated it and had it published, and it was a huge success. So when it was subsequently followed by Nature Notes. There's quite a few of them, the notes ones. Yeah, garden notes, and there's another cookery kind of one. They're all still within copyright because only the 80s, although the diary itself was written in 1906, the book was published in the 80s, so it's well within copyright. So you can't photocopy any of those images and use them. It's illegal, don't do it. It's not worth it. But in the interim, they've come out with this Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady, and it's 2 CD-ROMs, and you can use them. You know, you can print them out and use them. You can't sell the CD-ROMs or straightforward files off them. That's fair enough. That's as you'd expect. But you can print them out and use the papers. So can you imagine my excitement when I saw that? So that's where a lot of my other papers come from, that's bulking out my Edith Holden supply, if you like. So this is what we are doing. We're doing what they call a lap book, and it's a book, in this case Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It opens up and there's the original book up to there, and then on each end of the original book, bound with leather, stuck on with leather, is another front of a book the same size, and on the other side it's the back stuck on. So it folds over like that, folds together, and then it can go on your bookcase or wherever you want, and people will just see that and they won't know the joys that lie within. I love that idea. This one is very, very much a learning project. I said that right from the beginning, even before I knew I was going to do it as lives. This is just so I can kind of get my head around what you need to do, what we need to alter, etc., etc. Yeah, Justin, it's just basically just a fantastic bloke. I mean, yeah, he found the CDs, but he's forever finding really, really good stuff. He's, I don't know, just the luckiest woman in the world. I know I am. So we started at the left-hand side, and the actual making of the book is very much in the style of Nick the Booksmith. Go to YouTube, look up Nick the Booksmith. She's a bookbinder as well as a junk journaler. Really, really good at what she does. And I've sort of copied what she's done. It's not exactly, but it's sort of what she did. And then the first section of this is very much in the style of a lap book that a lady called Lorna Taylor from Tailor Made Journals did. And definitely go and have a look at the YouTube videos from Tailor Made Journals. She is so precise, so pretty. It's just beautiful. So this is the little booklet there. This is, these just flip up. And little Edith Holden pictures of birds. And then 4 journaling cards, 4 nice big journaling cards there. And I've put words on them where appropriate. And that's not an Edith Holden paper, but I liked it, so it's gone in. And we'll cover the closures and things like that further down the line when we need them again. So that's that. And then this is where this is going to go. That's going to go in there like that. And I think that looks quite pretty, really. And it will have, by the end of Saturday, the envelope on there. So, which isn't this one, but we'll put it in just to give us an idea. So that'll be there. It's in a darker colour, so it'll look nicer. So yeah, we're progressing. You know, we're doing all right, plodding away. If it gets to the stage where I can't wait to do it anymore, I'll video it and stick it out on YouTube for any of you that are following it and really want to make the junk journal. For the rest of you, I guess you've had enough of me this week. But I really do thank you for joining along. It's oh, what a shame. What a shame Corin's had to leave. Yeah, people are having a problem with the internet. Well, you're welcome, Donna. That was kind of the idea of the thing. You know, people are shut in. I'm honestly not selling anything. This is just a free video, free live that I'm doing in an effort to try and lift people's spirits up just a little bit, you know, for an hour, 3 times a week. As I say, if I can't wait to finish this off, I'll video it and stick it on YouTube, and I'll put the link on my page. Thanks ever such a lot, you guys that have joined me. Thank you particularly to Shaz, who has been there from the very beginning. Karen, always lovely to see you. Donna, thanks very much. And I hope I'll see you again. And, you know, I know you are, Karen. I know you're still there. So behave yourselves, everybody. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I'll see you on Saturday at 2 o'clock on Miss Paintalot page. Okay, bye.